Morning, ladies and gentlemen. You're back to another episode of PLA with myself, Chuma, and Bruno Simao from Bruno Simao Attorneys. I think we should be on episode 135, if I'm not mistaken, but the episodes are definitely building up. We've built something quite amazing here for you guys. So we'd like to always encourage you guys to go back and to view the episodes. There was a lot of interesting topics relating to property law, tax, structuring, estate, real estate, and conveyancing. Other of the questions are frequently asked questions. It's also a good educational platform for somebody who just wants to get a bit of knowledge on property law. And please always feel free to engage with us, ask questions on Facebook and on the YouTube channel, and tell people to just subscribe and like the channel. As I said, we are here with Bruno, and Bruno, we've got two questions today. I believe one is, yeah, so we'll just jump into both of them. The first one is from Daryl. Daryl says, good morning. Daryl has a property in a trust on which there is almost R1 million in an outstanding water account, right? There were many complications from the municipality's side where they said there were leaks and also issues with indigent registration. And further issues arose in relation to having the account written off. So his question is, if I sell this property, will the account be settled from the sales price, right? And then Daryl wants to add that this issue took place over 6 years ago, since 2016. And the municipality replaced the water meter 3 times already, actually. And the accounts just fluctuated with massive margins from 96,000 Rand to over around 300,000 Rand. And now they've also actually added 600,000 Rand interest. So he just needs guidance there.
Sure. So I'm going to repeat the question just for the sake of making sure that I have everything, and for the viewers out there, to kind of get the main points of this, which I think is issues with municipality. And I mean, we get this with water, we get this with water and electricity all the time, right? So these property rates, it's an incredible issue when it comes to valuations, right? So all these issues are common experiences with municipalities. So you can put them all under kind of one roof, one umbrella, and try to deal with them the same. So I have an issue with the municipality. The municipality is charging me stuff they shouldn't be charging me. What do I do, right? What do I do? I know that it's wrong. So now I'm sitting with this debt. I'm not paying it. But it's not actually due, but they're not fixing it. So, you know, we kind of get caught between like this rock and hard place. First problem that I sit with, and I know this isn't a question that he's asking, but I've experienced it a number of occasions. So remember, the municipality has different departments, and in their own internal systems, they don't speak to each other, each department, right? Does not speak to the other. So I've had situations where things are under dispute and they still disconnect services because of it, right? Even though you have a dispute pending. Now, obviously, being in the legal realm, for me, that wasn't a challenge because all we did is went to court and said, look, there's a dispute. You're not allowed to disconnect. It actually afforded us the opportunity to approach court on an urgent basis to try to resolve the issue, because a dispute takes years and years and years to resolve. And if you do it in the normal course, you probably need to follow the whole court process. This was a great opportunity because with the disconnection of utilities, and in this case we had tenants, with the disconnection of utilities, we ran into court. It needs to be reconnected. They're messing around. Oh, and by the way, we'd like the opportunity to try get this thing resolved. And we asked the court to kind of assist us with a, supplementary question of, but the reality is this is wrong and they should write it off. Please tell them to write it off. And it worked. And the nice thing is also what I've noticed with municipalities is once the attorneys start getting involved, matters get resolved a lot quicker, because then it almost seems like there's a third party that they're paying that is finally able to have a conversation with them and say, you're wrong. How can you do this? Please rectify it. So whatever the issue might be, if the viewer is confident that the issue has legs, it's definitely something that they need to consider taking the municipality on in court over, because it might very well be the case that it's never going to get resolved. If he's just waiting, it might not, but it might take really long. And now if we're having a conversation around, what if I want to sell the property? Because I'm reading here, if I sell the property, will the account be settled from the sales price? That's the problem, is you can't sell the property without the municipality issuing a clearance certificate. To issue a clearance certificate, you need to pay the last 3 years of debt. So whatever the last 3 years of debt was, you'd have to pay it to the municipality to get a clearance certificate. And even if you don't owe that money, now you can't sell the property. Your purchaser is going to start getting upset that they can't take transfer. So you might actually lose a deal because of this amount that you're paying the municipality. So if you're thinking of selling, I'd probably try and get this thing sorted out long before you even put it on the market.
Okay, no, thank you very much, Bruno. So I think that basically covers his question, because I think the main question was, and I think that was what he was looking to sort of escape or deal with the problem himself, selling the property and then the account being sold from the sales price.
Absolutely.
I think that does cover that question. But just one more thing regarding to this, and very quickly, Dale does mention that the property is in a trust. And just a quick, maybe yes or no, does the fact that the property is in a trust actually change the answer in any way, or it's, irrelevant to this?
No, I can't see any other facts in the question that would make any difference. He says it's in a trust, so there has to be an assumption that he's a trustee, that the other trustees agree with his decisions. Because the trust is normally for the benefit of the beneficiaries, if the beneficiaries are living on the property and there's this outstanding debt and the trustees aren't doing everything they can to resolve it before disconnection, you could always have a situation where the beneficiaries come after you to say that you haven't done your job properly. It seldom happens when it comes to family trusts. But if it's let's say it's a arm's length trust where the trustees aren't related to the beneficiaries, that could very well place a greater obligation on Daryl as a trustee to make sure that he does everything not to prejudice the beneficiaries or any income the beneficiaries could get, which may involve actually taking action on this.
Thanks. 100%. Okay. Thank you very much. That does. I think I believe that does, at least for Daryl, clear up the questions that he has, at least.